Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat. I've just had some technical difficulties. I thought I could do this through my normal way, through the phone, by setting it up as a live stream, but it didn't work. Anyway, I think I figured it out for next time. So anyway, thank you for everyone who is here today in the chat room. I just had to literally get out my other webcam and set up something completely different. So this is not how I intended it to be. But anyway, you are here and I am here, and hello and welcome to everybody who is here. So we're going to be talking about two topics tonight. We're going to be talking about Meghan and, of course, all the donations which have been made to her charities, or any charity that's been associated to Meghan, but in particular 3 charities. And we'll go through all of that. And in the second part, we'll be talking about Sara and Andrew. Now, I am aware it is April Fool's Day. So no, none of this is an April Fool's joke or anything like that. Oh, let me just adjust this camera. Hang on. There we go. Oh, that's better. I was kind of not really... Okay. Wasn't really in focus. There we go. Okay, I'm hoping you can all hear me as well, because I didn't have time to plug in my my external microphone. So okay, let's get straight into it. So it is Monday the 1st of April 2019, and yesterday was Mother's Day. So fans, Meghan fans and Meghan and Harry fans have been celebrating the upcoming birth of baby Sussex. Of course, we still don't know the sex or gender or anything about baby Sussex, only that baby Sussex will be due, I suppose, really any time from now until early May. You know, we're in the zone. We're in the baby birth zone. If baby wants to come early, we're in the zone. So expect baby when baby comes. That's what I'm going to say. So there was a hashtag going around on Twitter, these all important hashtags, and the hashtag was hashtag Global Sussex Baby Shower, all one word, hashtag, and it was going around on Twitter. Now, this was to donate. It was a call to kind of celebrate Mother's Day and also kind of like the global baby shower of baby Sussex. And it was a call to donate to Meghan's favourite charities. And this was started by a Twitter fan account. And I have got the name of that further on when I read through my notes. So I will not miss anything out. You know I won't. So the 3 charities that were chosen, of course, people can donate to any charity associated with Meghan, but the 3 in particular were the Mayhew, which is the animal welfare charity, CamFed, which is girls' education, and Wellchild, which helps sick or poorly children once they've kind of left hospital to make that transition to home. Now, we do have some early indications of how much was raised in about 24 hours. So bearing in mind, these figures may have changed by now. They may even have gone up even more. It's very likely they have. And of course, this campaign is going to run from now until all of the month of April. So you can still donate. So this is just kind of less than 24 hours after the Mayhew have reported that they have raised, or they have had in donations, £4,100. So in dollars, that's even more. CamFed has raised £8,942. These are amazing totals, they really are. And Wellchild has reported £2,000. And like I say, these totals are likely to go up throughout the month. So hopefully by the end of the month, I will be able to come back and maybe do an update video on the totals. So let's get into it a little bit further. So it was launched by a Meghan fan account, and it was the hashtag for the fan account is at FreePeeper. That's FreePeeper. FreePeeper. Hope you got that. So if you want to go and check out that account, please do. And oh yes, I was going to read one of the tweets. Let me read the initial tweet. I have got it on. I've got my little laptop here. So I was going to read the actual tweet. So FreePeeper posted, "We're kicking off a global fundraiser on Sunday the 31st of March in honour of baby Sussex. and the compassion and altruism of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. We've selected 3 charities to benefit in this effort. Tweet your donations and include hashtag Global Sussex Baby Shower. Retweet. So that was the initial thing that was going to kickstart this campaign. There was also a little video montage that went along with it, which of course you can watch and retweet. So I've mentioned it's going to run for all of April, so you can still make donations. So it's not just financial donations people have been asked to make. You can, of course. Oh, by the way, there isn't. I don't think there is. There isn't one big central link that you can donate to. I think you have to visit the individual charities' websites to donate individually if you want to. But also, it's a call for donating your time. You can donate clothes, so it doesn't have to be money. It can be anything: items, time, clothes, whatever. Just anything. So anything that you can do to help, even if you can't donate your time or clothes, or even if you haven't got any money to donate, they're saying that you can still help by retweeting and just getting the message out there so that people that can are able to do that. So you can help in all kinds of ways. Now, I did have a little bit of information because I was going to say, well, I wonder what the palace think. I wonder what Harry and Meghan think. Whilst I was actually writing my notes, something else came out, and this is by Harper's Bazaar, and Omid Scobie wrote this. So he's pretty reliable, and he says he's got a royal aide who has made a comment on it. So I think at the moment this is the closest we're going to get to finding out what Meghan and Harry actually think about what's been going on. Now, that's not to say they won't release an official statement themselves in the near future. I don't know. It's likely. I mean, they seem the sort of people that would want to thank people directly. So expect maybe a message from Harry and Meghan in particular, you know, in the near future. But at the moment, this is all we have. And it was written by Omid Scobie. So it says, the efforts haven't gone unnoticed by the royal household, which has been bowled over by the selfless gestures of fans. The charities have all been in touch to share the news with Kensington Palace, who are hugely warmed by the fundraising efforts. And that's, and he says in here, an aide tells Bazaar. It's an incredibly thoughtful way to mark a special occasion. So the key words here was Kensington Palace, who are hugely warmed by the fundraising efforts. So I think that's as close as we're going to get at the moment to finding out what Harry and Meghan actually think. But expect something in the near future. I'm certainly not discounting anything like that. So I'm going to go now to the comment section, because that's kind of all we have at the moment, really, on that particular subject. So I'm going to scroll back up a little way and read what people are saying. Yes, you can still donate up until the end of April. And in fact, I mean, you can carry on donating anytime. These charities take donations forever. So, but this particular campaign is running until the end of April. Oh, although Nicole C, I've just read, has said it ends May the 12th, which is Mother's Day in the US. I haven't heard that. I've heard the end of April, but I'm not discounting that. It could be. Marilyn says the Twitter account's also known as Baby Sussex Au Pair. Yes, that is the other handle that goes with it, but the @ is Free Peeper. Michael plans to donate to CamFed and Invictus. That sounds good as well. Brenda says, people, I don't think it's nice to say haters. I think it's much more polite to say this is a way to support Meghan. And a nice tribute for Baby Sussex too. It's a nice way to kind of to mark that. Okay, Corner Council is also saying that it runs until May the 12th, which is Mother's Day in the US. So perhaps it is. I heard it's going to run, well, Omid Scobie said the whole of April. So if that goes into May too, then that gives you extra time, which is perfectly fine. Tonya says, right now I checked with her CamFed and it's at 20,000. I told you it's going to go up and up and up and up and up. And as this picks up more and more steam, the figures will likely just explode. Can I show my brooch? Yes, it is the Queen's flower basket brooch, and I haven't worn it all winter because it's quite summery. So it's really nice, and it's a replica of the Queen's flower basket brooch, which is one of my favourites, but I always save it for sort of spring and summer. Okay, Sandy says, why is Her Majesty the Queen hiring Christopher Gate to help keep an eye on the Duke and Duchess? They aren't. All of the Queen's children and the aunts and uncles who are under Buckingham Palace are exactly the same as Harry and Meghan. So it's not anybody picking on Harry and Meghan to keep an eye on them, as people have been saying. That is false. I'm going to give that a big black fan flap, because that is just simply not true. It just brings Harry and Meghan in line with everybody else, apart from Charles, who has his separate household, and of course William and Catherine, because William being the direct heir to the throne, and of course his role, which he's going to have in the future as Prince of Wales. The whole office move thing is just as much to get William ready for his future role as it is to set up Harry and Meghan for their roles, with mainly within the Commonwealth. Brenda says it's absolutely fabulous that people are donating to a charity, but this is also going to start people thinking there's a competition between the Sussexes and the Cambridges households. Oh my goodness, I was watching something the other day. I'm not going to say what it is because I wasn't impressed by it, but even Meghan fans, Meghan and Harry fans, were saying things to pit Duchess against Duchess, and there was a lot of negativity towards Catherine, which I didn't like. I didn't appreciate that at all. And certainly on this channel there is no favourites. I do not have a favourite at all. I champion the work of all the members of the royal family, including Catherine and Meghan. They're just very different. They're just very different people. They're very different ladies with different backgrounds, and they've got different futures. So, you know, yes, I don't like the hate either way. Don't hate on Catherine either. Okay, I'm going to kind of skip down the comments a little bit. Tonya says, Catherine fans are donating as well and have helped us. Yes, I hope all royal watchers will be as well. Blessings always says, the date was changed to May the 12th, late Saturday night. Aha, there we go. There was a date change then. So there we go, May the 12th. People saying beautiful brooch. James Med 4 says, if the baby is a boy, Thomas, her father's name, could be in the middle name. It's possible. It is entirely possible. Yes, you can also donate to SmartWorks. The call is to donate to any campaign that's associated with Meghan. However, the three that were particularly mentioned were the ones that I've just gone through. Okay. Blessings always says, you've donated to all three, but decided to add Centre Barley too, which is of course one of Harry's charities. DD says, please read this. I will indeed. Well child donation is low because the issue with their site for those in the USA. They sent me this link. Okay, so DD has submitted a link. If you can see it, do go and follow it. And apparently they were having technical difficulties, but it's okay. You've got until May the 12th, so it's fine. I'm sure they will get their fair share. Plenty of time. Juliet says, and that's why everyone loves you. You don't pick sides. I do not indeed. And like I say, I have seen hate recently on something that I watched towards Catherine, and I didn't like it. I thought that was really unnecessary. Yeah. So I'm not going to say where I saw it, but I did see it. And I wasn't impressed. Toots says, what about Thomasina for a girl? That's almost as bad as Frogmella. Okay, I'm going to move on because the second part of this live stream is, of course, about Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, and Sara, Duchess of York. Now, I want to start off at the top by saying she is not still the Duchess of York. There is a difference. When she divorced in 1996, just like Diana, she dropped the HRH, and technically she wasn't Princess Andrew anymore. So she kind of used Duchess of York as a surname. So she became Sara, Duchess of York, not the Duchess of York. So I know it complicates things, it confuses people, but she is not the Duchess of York yet. She's still a private individual. Anyway, so there's been lots of talk about them getting back together, and it's fairly common knowledge that they've been living together for a very long time. They share 2 homes together, Royal Lodge in Windsor Great Park, and they own a really lavish luxury ski chalet. Now, it doesn't sound very luxurious, does it? A ski chalet, but it is. It's massive, and it's luxurious, and it's in Verbier, and I think it cost something like £6 million at the time it was bought. Anyway, they share 2 homes. They are very, very a close family unit with their daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie. So there's been lots of talk for a very long time, ever since I've been doing this channel. There's lots of talk about them getting back together, and I've always said, you know, I think they're just happy the way they are. There's certainly benefits to being married, but there's also lots of benefits to Sara and Andrew of not being married. I mean, you know, she can make her own money. She's still a private individual, no royal engagements. But I also think there is security in being a member of the royal family. You know, you get your work is doing all of the engagements and all that kind of thing. But, you know, you have the security of not having to earn your own money as a full-time working royal. So there's perks and there's, you know, disadvantages and advantages of both. But this has arisen because Andrew, the Duke of York, has been on a series of official engagements in Bahrain. Now, I have got the dates because I actually had an extra page today. So the dates were, the Duke of York flew out on Monday, and from Monday until Wednesday, he did a series of official engagements. Now, they are official engagements. From Thursday onwards, those engagements ended, and he was just like, I suppose, a normal tourist on holiday. So the official engagements had ended. Now, Princess Beatrice and Sara, and Princess Beatrice's boyfriend Eduardo, I hope I said that correctly, her new boyfriend, flew out on Friday. So technically, the second part of the Bahrain trip for Andrew was family time. It was not official engagement. So there has been some criticism of combining work with family excursions. Now, it is understood that Sara paid for her own tickets out. That would, of course, include Beatrice and Eduardo too. So once the official engagements were over, it was then obviously private time and private downtime. So they were invited to attend the Bahrain Grand Prix. And I have got where they stayed as well. Hang on. Here we go. Yes, they were put up in the Ritz-Carlton, a £900 per night room by the Crown Prince of Bahrain. So there you go. Again, expenses paid. It's nice if you can get it, isn't it? But of course, all the oh, by the way, I've linked in the description. There is a link, and don't pay too much attention to the article, but there are lots of photographs, official press photographer photographs of Andrew and Sara and Eduardo and Beatrice at the event. So do go and check those out so you can obviously see. And Sara has also posted pictures on her Instagram too. In fact, I think some of those photos are in the link that I've posted. So do use that for photographic reference, seeing as I can't show you on here. And also they are under copyright too. So of course the appearance has fueled rumours that they are getting back together and they're going to get married and all this business. That is simply not true. And in fact, something has came out since I wrote these set of notes, and I'm going to read it. So in one headline, it says, Fergie's not back with Andrew. The Duchess of York denies romance rumours with the Duke after they were said to be inseparable on a family getaway to the Bahrain Grand Prix. Now, it says a spokesperson for the Duchess of York has since denied the claims, saying the pair are just good friends. Sarah Ferguson has denied rumours she's back with Prince Andrew after the pair appeared virtually inseparable on a recent family getaway. So there you have it. A spokesperson for Fergie denied the claims, saying the Duke and Duchess of York continue to be good friends and nothing has changed in their relationship. Now, that is quoted from the Sun Online, who are not necessarily the most reliable source. However, if they are quoting a direct spokesperson, I fail to see how they can kind of twist that. So Sara is sticking to what she's been saying for years and years and years, that they are, and I do have a quote, they are the happiest divorced couple in the world, and that they are divorced to each other, not from each other. And that is what she said in an interview, was it this year or late last year? Anyway, within a year, that is what she has said. So she is sticking to that. They are still denying that they are anything more than what they kind of always have been, I suppose. So, you know, I'm sure that the rumours are going to continue abound about a remarriage. And people, of course, are saying that perhaps they're waiting until Prince Philip is no longer here before they carry on. Maybe Prince Philip is the block on the marriage. Personally, I don't think so. I don't think Philip, I don't think so. I think he, you know, he knows the situation. He knows that they're living together. He knows that they are together. So a marriage would kind of just make things, I suppose, more acceptable rather than less acceptable, if you can think about it in those terms. So I don't think Philip is the block on any of this. However, there is also some interesting information. So since Prince Louis's birth, Prince Andrew was actually pushed down to 7th in line. Now that means, in terms of marriage, that he does not need the Queen's permission to remarry. And that is under the Royal Marriages Act of 1772, which only includes the first 6 in line that need to ask the Queen for permission. So again, you know, there is no need to ask for permission. He doesn't have to wait for his father's permission or the Queen's permission. If they wanted to get married, they could. And that kind of goes back to what I said before about there being advantages and disadvantages to Sara and Andrew being married. And I think they just like the status quo and things the way that they are. So I'm going to go and see some of your comments and see what people are saying. Candice Bavaria says, oh my, ITV News broadcast that they were back together. Well, they would be wrong. So I'm going to give that piece of news a big black fan flap. Yvonne says, that is good. And Dee Dee says, Fergie being able to speak out is reason enough not to remarry. I used to want them to remarry, not so much now. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, I think that is kind of where Sara is going with that. Denise says, can we just tell these people just to move on about Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew? Just move on, stop dwelling on the past and let them be who they are today. True. Sweet Trinity says, no one knows what really happens in anyone's marriage. Why should they? And Flossom Rog Payne says, I don't think Sara and Andrew will change their setup. Maybe after Philip passes, but she hated the establishment and they weren't keen on her. Again, I can't see that Philip would be a block because, like I said, it kind of makes things a little bit more official. You know, they aren't living out of wedlock and all of that old-fashioned viewpoint on things. It would actually make things kind of better, perhaps, in his eyes if they were remarried. Kind of look at it that way. Patricia says, have you ever seen the attacks that Catherine's bandwagon perpetrate on Meghan? Just ridiculous racism and hate. So I guess even though it's stupid, it's a two-way street. I don't think anybody, it's not right for anybody to be hating on anybody, whether it's, you know, and I think the press, the lower grade press, have a lot to answer for in kind of turning people's fans against each other. It's not right. So just don't partake in any of the hate. It's not very sensible and it's not nice. Denise says, I just wanted to thank you for your good news that you say about the royals. I do not like a lot of use of what I call regular sites that spread the negative. Thank you so much for being so positive. You are more than welcome. Marilyn says, Elliot, is it true that Harry and Meghan received the keys to Frogmore Cottage? Not that I'm aware. I haven't seen anything. So we're going to have to, again, I think, wait for that. Lots of people hoping that Andrew and Sara do get back together. Well, I kind of do too, but hey, it's up to them. Linda Johnson says, 9th month for Meghan. Baby's going to make their presence known soon. We are in the zone. I want to get in the zone. I want to get in the zone, as Britney once said, round about 2001, before Madonna kissed her, and everything went wrong. Michael says they should remarry. We all make mistakes. Unfortunately, hers were aired terribly. Well, she said herself in a recent TV interview that I am me. You know, I can't help being me. I'm bubbly. I'm vivacious. I've made mistakes. Don't we all make mistakes? I mean, okay, hers have been played out on the world stage, on the royal stage. But hey, she's real. She's relatable. She's real. I think she is still that breath of fresh air. Everybody enjoyed watching her at the wedding, did they not? I mean, I wanted Fergie Cam. I wanted Fergie Cam to stay on Fergie the whole time. When she got out of the car wearing that green outfit, and she was a breath of fresh air. She was vivacious. She was fun. Yes, and I don't think she's ever going to change. So she is who she is, and that is that. And we all make mistakes. Says it's so awful the flack Meghan receives, but the cheating scandal with William is kept quiet and cleaned up by Kensington Palace. The Kensington Palace never spoke up for Meghan when she was bashed. Okay, that's a whole nother issue. So this whole story about William and Catherine with the whole thing, I don't believe one word of it. I believe that is all just press paper talk. So I'm going to give that a big, massive black fan flap. There is nothing there, my loves. And yeah, so maybe we'll talk about that on a different pop-up. That's a whole other thing entirely. I'm just scanning up some of the comments. Tanya says, please thank Omid Scobie. He has been a great help in getting the word out. He was the first one to help get the word out. I will thank him. There we go. Let's give Omid a yellow fan flap. There we go. I do believe he is one of the good guys. Let's have a look. PP says, people must admit they are very different, but they all do a great job helping out and supporting the ones in need. And of course, ultimately, you know, all of the other royals out there are working to support the Queen. Let's not forget that. Everything is to support the Queen. Everything else is just noise. And Meghan called it herself with all the stuff on social media. It's noise, and lots of people are getting caught up in the noise and just don't. Really just don't. You know, I don't care whether you prefer Catherine or Meghan or whether you don't mind either of them, but there's just no need to be nasty. There's no need to voice it. If you feel it inside, I mean, okay, you have a right to voice whatever you want, but there's just no need to put hate out there. There really isn't. And some people are doing it. Flossing Payne says, Sarah knows all about being pilloried by the hostile press. It was horrendous to witness. I remember all the horrible comments and everything that she was called, all the names, which I'm not going to repeat. People liking Thomasina for a girl. Parmalee Stevens says, yes, avoid the noise. Indeed. James Medford says, you are spot on. It's all about supporting the sovereign. We cannot forget that. That is the most important thing. Everything else is just noise. A realist said, please read the May the 25th, 29 in the Tatler and discuss it on a future vlog. I will. What's it about? In your opinion, the article is based on gossip, and you end up, I will see. And of course, Tatler is just a posh gossip magazine. It's like a posh, what's a really bad gossip magazine? It's like a posh National Enquirer, I suppose. Jacqueline Gray says, any news on where Meghan will have baby Sussex? Again, people have been speculating. I don't believe anything officially has been announced, not that I'm aware of. I still think we're looking at a London birth, and that really only leaves two options, the Portland and the Lindo wing. The Lindo wing is the one that I'm thinking is probably most likely. However, both hospitals are much of a muchness, and it would just come down to personal preference of what Meghan is most comfortable with. Now, there is obviously ongoing talk about a birth around in or around Windsor, but I think that's not likely. I mean, these things, she can't just change her mind. For example, the house, if the house isn't ready, then you would probably have made alternative plans to have babies somewhere else. So that's why I'm kind of thinking London is still the main option. They could surprise us, but I'm thinking that London, Lindo Wing is my top favourite, but Portland, it's much of a muchness, just comes down to personal preference. And both hospitals have a royal history. So, you know, all this talk about not wanting to copy Catherine, that's a load of nonsense too. If she opts for the Portland, there have been previous royal births in the Portland too. So it's not breaking with any tradition. It's not. None of that. That is just noise again. It really is. Linda says, we all want baby Sussex to come. We do indeed. Oh, 568 are watching. My goodness. By the way, thank you so much to everyone who watched my my live weekly chat, Talk of the Crown. I've called this, by the way, Pop-Up of the Crown, or Pop Up the Crown, because my other previous live chat has done amazing this week. Over 55,000, nearly 55,000 people watched my weekly live chat. I remember when I only got like 200 views when I first started. So it's incredible, it's crazy, but thank you so much for watching and wanting the truth. I think that's really important to me, is the fact that people are I think people are moving away from all the noise. I think people are getting really savvy now about looking at these fake videos and fake headlines that are just trying to get money, which is basically all they're doing. And I think people are getting really good at noticing the lies. And I'm proud of you. I really am. If you look at these different headlines and you think, ah, that's fake, I'm not clicking, I am proud of you. I really am. So just, yeah, thank you to everybody. Mrs. VSN said, your title wording had people clicking, thinking baby was going. I know, I'm sorry. I meant we're in the zone. We're in the baby zone. Baby's coming soon. Maybe I should have put soon. But of course, I will update you when baby is actually on the way. Of course. PP says people will get tired of the fake news. Yeah, I think when people find, you know, 1, 2, or 3 sources which they can trust in, which they believe in, then I think people will have their go-to people. And hopefully I'm one of your go-to people, and everything else, in the words of Meghan, is just noise. Parmalee Stevens says, you've taught us not to click. Knowledge is power. I would totally agree. And I agree, we want a healthy baby, don't we? Oh, let me just deal with somebody. Hang on just a moment. We have a little troll in the room. Let's shall I report or remove? I don't know. Let's remove. There we go. The troll has been evicted. Jerry says, I didn't take to her immediately because she's American, not up to the mark, if you know what I mean, but I was wrong and she's right about Harry. Well, if you look at my early videos when Meghan first came on the scene, all of my receipts are there. You can go and check all my live chats from around the time when it was announced that Meghan was dating Harry. I said, I don't know much about her. I never watched Suits, but I still haven't watched Suits, to be honest. But I said right from the get-go, something feels different about the relationship between Harry and Meghan than what he had with Cressida or any of his previous girlfriends. His previous girlfriends were sort of blonde, bohemian, kind of really free-spirited, almost like they couldn't kind of conform to that way of life. Meghan, on the other hand, was very different. You know, not only in appearance, she was older. She was more educated. She was more intelligent. She had an independent career. You know, she was a lot more self-assured. And although Meghan does have, I suppose, that kind of yoga, bohemian-y type streak about her, I could just tell that she was very, very, very different and the relationship was different. It felt different to what it felt with Cressida and the others. So you can go back and you can check. I said that from the get-go when people were saying, oh, it won't last and all this business, and I said, it feels very different. I think this is going to go somewhere, and I was right. And it turns out, like what you've just said, I think anybody who was perhaps doubting Meghan, you can't really deny that she has done a fabulous, wonderful job. And even on her downtime when she's on maternity leave, although we still may see an appearance, I don't know, she's still working tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure that, I think, things are ticking and things are moving on. And when she comes back in September or October, which is when I think she'll likely to come back from maternity, although we may see her for Trooping the Colour and those kind of events. But so when she comes back after maternity, she'll have projects to kind of launch herself into. And I think that is very much what she's doing. Linda says Harry needed a Meghan. I think so too. Yeah, he definitely hadn't met the right one. And also he needed somebody who could, oh, my legs are going to sleep. I'm gonna tilt the camera down. Hang on. There we go. I need to sit on my bottom because my legs are going to sleep. There we go. I'll sit cross-legged. That's fine. Oh my goodness, what do I look like? Okay. Yeah, I think he needed somebody who could fulfill the role, because even though you're marrying for love and you're marrying a person, when you're marrying a royal, you also are kind of marrying a job. And Harry had a big task. He needed to find somebody that was capable, of being a wife and a mother and all the rest of it, but also somebody who was suitable for the role. And of course, Meghan had already done, her charity work, work in Africa, which of course is one of his favorite places on earth, pre-Harry. So nothing was conceited about it. She didn't do the charity work to kind of snare a prince or anything like that. She was doing that work off her own back way before she met Harry. And I think he just knew that she was the right kind of person to fulfill that role. And I think he made a good choice. Hamid says Meghan has been a good working royal. I would agree too. Jojo says you did, and you were right. I was. Pamela says, so appreciate hearing the truth from you. You are my final source for a straight story, short of a royal announcement. Well, thank you. Elaine says Meghan enjoys Harry's sense of adventure, and both are great for the Commonwealth. Their roles are definitely secured in the Commonwealth, definitely 100%. And I think they are going to have a major impact in the Commonwealth. Give them time as well, because their roles are still fairly new, they're still developing, and I think we'll see a lot in time. Sandy says Fergie confirmed relationship with Prince Andrew in GMB interview. It wasn't quite, she didn't quite confirm it. She said they are, the happiest divorced couple, whatever. No, she hasn't confirmed anything, but we all know, don't we? We all know Sarah and Andrew. We all know that you're still together, but hey, we will go with what they say. They are the happiest divorced couple. They are divorced from each other. No, yeah, they're divorced from each other, not to each other, or something. No, something like that. What did I say? Where's my notes? I always get that mixed up. They are divorced to each other, not from each other. So there you go. Yes, they are still friends. Friends. We all know. We all know, don't we? Live, Love and Laugh says Meghan is centered. The reason why she's able to handle all the craziness around her and Harry in public appearances. Anyone else might have had a hard time. Moon Mom says agree with everyone, saying how much we all appreciate the honesty and integrity of me. Thank you so much. We love you. I also adore both Meghan and Harry and William and Catherine. There is room in our hearts for all the royals. You do not have to have favourites. It's perfectly okay to like one more than the other, but there's just no need to be nasty. Don't be nasty, people. Can the royals adopt children? Technically, yes. There is no rules against it. But it's probably unlikely unless there was a situation where a royal couldn't have children naturally. But of course, that's not happened. But There's no rules against it at all. Right, I'm going to leave it here now. We have 639 people watching. So thank you so much for everyone who has attended this pop-up chat. I will be doing more in the week. I'm going to try and do kind of this format again, where I kind of set up a live stream, whereas previously I just went on my phone and just popped up. I'm going to try and schedule in some live pop-up chats, as long as there's something for me to pop up and talk about, of course. But once I've got the technology right, hopefully that will sort itself out and be okay. So thank you so much if you have joined me. I hope you had a brilliant Mother's Day. I hope you've not been taken in too much on April the 1st, April Fool's Day. None of what I've said is April Fool's joke, by the way. Everything is true, so don't go thinking anything's an April Fool's joke. It's not. It's all true and real. So I hope you've had a really good day. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also hit that notification bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. And also please do subscribe to this channel, and also my other channel, which I will be updating other things on soon, Elliot's British Life. The link should be in the description. So from me in Shropshire, mwah to you all, and goodbye.